Okay, so on to the next track in Sarah's Melodic Wings 535 mini-series, man. We've done two absolutely beautiful songs, man. To Be Alone by Hosier and Damien Rice at the Box. Brilliant, brilliant pieces of music. I suggest you go back to the beginning and start from there, and then meet us here with REN, man. This is Seven Sins. We never reacted. We actually haven't reacted to REN for a while. I think the last one we did was his very last, or was it Money Game, which was absolutely unbelievable. I'm yet to go into his entire discography and go down all of that. Maybe we'll do that in the new year, like we did 21 Pilots. We will go down all of Ren's stuff. But for now, let's do Seven Sins. I've never heard this one before. There's a message from Sarah here that says, this is one of my favorite from him and I'm looking forward to your breakdown. The beginning is in Welsh and translates to, illness is my teacher. My smile broke, my bones feel old. Here lies the body of Ren. Okay, let's go. It's always got such interesting melodies and beats though.
I lay broken on the kitchen floor. I clawed at the laminate. Pain wandered my body, an uninvited guest. Bones of a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah.
Bones of a home where the devil can rest. Okay.
Bones of a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker. I cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, 796. Have you ever felt pain? Stomach wrenching, unrelenting. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? Condescending, muscles clenching. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. I'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal paralysis.
Pain. I write my eulogy with broken glass. Now this over here, very powerful song, but somehow it also feels very uplifting and also very combative, which is great. When I say combative, say combative in a good way, in terms of like he's fighting the demon, like the devil's trying to come in and he's pushing the devil out, right? And that can be unbelievably painful. That's going to be a tug of war that you'll have for the rest of your life, specifically when you're going through those hard times where you are sick and nothing's going right, whether it be in your career, whether it be in your relationships, or whether it be in your sort of like family life or whatever it is, right? The devil's going to try and tug with you. So he's going to come in and he's going to try and push you, and you got to push him out and push you and push you out all the time. And in Ren's case, where he really does struggle heavily with illness, right? This is a consistent battle that he's got to go with, right? But it really does show his resilience, and actually his resilience is actually coming through on the tonality of the song, right? So although it sounds a little haunting, it still has that upliftment of, like, he's in this battle, he's gonna fight it either way. It's kind of like his Spartan moment, right? Surrounded by 10,000 Persians versus 300, and in this case, if we had to scale it down, as 1 versus 3 or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? So, but he takes it on by himself, essentially. I'm just trying to see how he plays it into the 7 sins, the 7 deadly sins. Let's go.
Pain. Pain the author, I accept this. Pain the teacher, bruised apprentice. Pain resisting, pain will come. Pain the mother, I'm the son. Pain that splits you, and too many hits you. The dark and the light, I'll converge to one. Pain that twists.
That's mad. Pain's the mother and I'm the son. Wow. It's like the mother, actually, Pain birthed him. Right? So he is the product of pain. Fuck, that's crazy.
How can the lie I'll converge to one? Pain that twists you, the heavens dismiss you, the Father, the Ghost, and the Holy Son. Body bagging me. Zip it up quick, get their things on B. I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy.
You know what's crazy? It says the heavens dismiss you, and it's like, I get what he was saying with that line, but over here, whenever he created this song, I'm not entirely sure when he made this song. Actually, let's just check. 2 months ago. Okay, 2 months is actually still quite recent, essentially. So it's like the heavens dismiss you. I think he's trying to say the heavens dismiss you with regards to the pain that he's going through, right? But look at what he's achieved. Look at what he's done through all of that. I would argue that the heavens haven't dismissed you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I get what you're saying. It's like, oh no, the heavens have dismissed you. It's like, yes, despite all of that, right? I think what the heavens did is it showed you what you are capable of, right? Working within the framework of that pain, right? It actually birthed something beautiful within you. It actually gave you the strength, right, to put out what you did to the rest of the world. I mean, this guy is absolutely unbelievable. He's left a mark in the world. Like, he's already a legend. Let's put it that way. Do you know what I mean? And that part and parcel of that came through all of that agony and all of that pain. It's not great. I'm obviously not advocating for it or touting it in any way. Pain is pain, and pain is horrendous. All right, but it's through people's adversity, it's through people's most tragic moments, right? Do they bring out the best in them, right? Let's say Ren would, and I'd love to know if he actually would think about this the same way. Let's say Ren would have lived a beautiful life, perfectly healthy, nothing wrong, grew up in a great sort of middle class home where he was given everything and never had to fight for anything and whatever else. Would he be creating this type of stuff, or was the mother being pain birthed him, who is pain, who then birthed music that came out of pain, who then healed the rest of the world, right? Healed the people who... It's amazing how he inverted that script, essentially. You came from pain, right? But now you're alleviating people's pain, right? So I don't think the heavens dismissed you. Anyway, carry on.
Zip it up quick, get their things on B. I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy, on a matter P. Running up a fever, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grass isn't greener. Bright like seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table.
That's actually a very cool line over there. Wanna be me, grass isn't greener. Everyone tends to look at it that way. That's how we look at society today, right? We're always looking outwards and looking at, oh, well, the grass is greener on that side. Right? But you're never ever looking inside and saying, maybe I can make the grass greener inside here, which means I don't need to envy anybody else. I don't need to move around the world and change spaces and change locations trying to find peace that I can find within. And then it doesn't matter where I am, even if I'm in the belly of the beast, I can find my peace. Do you know what I mean? It all comes from within. So that's a very, very cool line, because we are living in a time of idolatry where we idolize absolutely everything. All of these idols today, all of these celebrities have become the proverbial golden calf, and we tend to look at them and say, only if I was famous, only if I was rich, only, and we tend to think that, you know, if we're in their live streams and if we're in their comments, we tend to think just because I've got a little proximity to fame, it makes me famous. And that, unfortunately, is something that just erodes you inside, right? Find the peace, move away from the idolatry, move away from all that bullshit, and you'll find some...
Seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table of the coroner, eat up for 13 years and I've been feeling so stark. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empire's humble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the...
Lucky number 13, just my luck. I kind of feel like Ren is the kind of person that would find floor 13 in a hotel. Like, you know what I mean? There will be a 13th seat on a plane for Ren. That's basically what he's saying over here. It's just my luck, right? Lucky number 13. I tend to get it all the time, essentially, where others avoid it. You know what I mean?
And dust, the universe shrinks and the planets combust. In God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept, I bear witness, watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never deep rest, a bed where I'm always depressed, a bed with the human oppressed, a bed for a tomb where I slept, a bed in the room that's a womb for this mess. Sick boy bitten by a tick boy, tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy, pain is a gift boy, hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel. I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg this guy for mercy, mercy never.
This guy's writing ability is fucking frightening. It's so damn good. It's absolutely ridiculous. He is so good. His pen game is crazy.
A gift boy, hard to make a stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel.
It's hard to stand when you crawl on your knees and kneel, and I kneel, right? It was almost like he's praying. Do you know what I mean?
Altar of my own disease and I beg this.
How can you get better if all that you have to do is pray because your hardships are so heavy and they weigh you down so heavily, your burdens are so heavy that as you try to stand, you kneel. So you make the best of your kneeling, so you pray, right? But if you stay kneeling and you stay praying, How do you get out of those hardships? How do you live a full life? There needs to be a space, there needs to be a transition from prayer to action. Do you know what I mean? But if life has completely submitted you to kneeling, and they say, well, all I can do is pray, praying won't be good enough. Praying comes alongside action, right? So him having to stand up, what he's basically saying there, me having to stand up to make something of myself, right, is so fucking hard because those burdens weigh even heavier on me. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. That's crazy.
I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg this guy for mercy, mercy never came. I did me dirty, 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain. Surgeon incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounced the gods when my body went missing. Back then, the pain spray ricochet like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed that was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Sick pins in the voodoo.
This might be one of my favorite REN tracks as well, man. This track is fire. Even like the melody in this track is fire. But I say that on pretty much all of REN's tracks because they're all that good. Do you know what I mean? So I'm almost like a goldfish when it comes to REN's tracks. Like, oh my God, this is the one. And then afterwards, like, he'll play me another one. And then I'll be like, oh my God, this is the one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Brace cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstained crime scene forensic.
I love that he used the Kendrick line and then shouted him out fire.
Bloodstained crime scene forensic. Lights on, lights out. Fade into the background. So down. Running from the silhouette of self-doubt. By now. Really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out. Smackdown. Let it be. Quote John Lennon. Click-clack, John got shot for attention. What does that tell you about the good intention? Bitterness formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagining heaven. Martin loose on the hammer, dead. 6-6 followed by 6-7.
I love that he's shouting out all of the absolute like legends, the ones that really left their name. Lennon, John Lennon. He wrote that world, Imagine a World. I can't stand that song. I think that the whole premise of that song is terrible. I get the actual idea of it. I get the idea of peace. I get where he's coming from. But the premise of the entire song, where you just erase borders, erase cultures, erase traditions, and everyone just has this one homogenous thought process, is just it doesn't sit well with me. So I think but that's from a deeper level. Forget about that. Martin Luther King, obviously, right, who was a freedom fighter in the USA, right, and he's just mentioning people that actually left legacies where he can actually put himself amongst those people in different ways, in his own sort of art form. He's actually liberated people's thoughts, minds, pains. You know what I mean? He's alleviated a lot, so he can place himself there, although he'll find issue with himself in doing so because of his humility. You know what I mean? Anyway, carry on.
Dad's a 6-6 followed by 6-7. Build him, praise him, bury him, dad. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart isn't half righteous, half is down and half a gram. Hard though troubles and thoughts stay darker than a Wu-Kai master plan. Sharper than glass shard, splinter and cinnamon. Irony could kill a man. He makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down parmesan. Followed by seven whole sins for a self-made.
Over there, he's just talking about the industry, in terms of where the industry takes the art form, takes the artist who is absolutely brilliant, takes his genius, takes his brilliance, right, monetizes that, and then literally just treats you like a cog in the system. It just treats you like a number in the system, right, where it's like your artistry, and then afterwards, to a certain degree, they try to mold you into something that's more profitable as opposed to being artistic. You find it everywhere in society. You can actually see it in architecture, you can see it in music, you can see it in artistry, you can see everything has been designed, right? Everything's been designed to be very straight-lined and profitable, right? There are no straight lines in nature, right? We are the ones who are putting the straight lines. We are corporatizing everything because straight lines make money. Straight lines are black and white, right? And anything that's jagged and obscure, right, is seen as odd and unmonetizable. REN is jagged and obscure. REN is part of nature where there are no straight lines. Everything has a beautiful flowing form in all different ways and all different directions. Do you know what I mean? That was actually a theory, but what's his name? Birmingham Fuller, I think his name is. Birmingham Fuller, I think, is the guy that actually, he was an architect that said there are no straight lines in nature, and therefore nature needs to be. We need to flow in with nature. But look at what we're doing today. Look at everything that is being built today. Everything is straight lines. Everything is square and clinical. Do you know what I mean? Because if it's square and clinical, it's monetizable. And on top of that, from a societal standpoint, you don't feel attached to it. That's why the cathedrals of old and all of the beautiful buildings of old are so beautiful, innate, and everything had these beautiful curves and fleur-de-lises and all these type of different things, right? And when people look at something beautiful, immediately they feel connected to something beautiful, which means they will defend that something beautiful. And we're moving into a world that's far more clinical, where we're trying to build all of these concrete jungles where we can literally just sit in our pods and work, and you don't need to feel connected to nothing because nothing belongs to you. Do you know what I mean? And REN is the guy that lives on the outside of that concrete jungle. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man.
My cheese rain down parmesan, followed by seven whole sins for a self-made Armageddon. Sin 1, pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. Sin 2, lost makes the grass look greener, crucified frost. Sin 3, gluttony, humans consume planet earth, gets a frontal lobotomy. 4, sloth, rinse and repeat, reruns, repeat, time lost. Sin 5, envy, that's when one man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath.
Envy, that's when one man's win is another man's frenzy.
Sin 5, envy, that's when one man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath, rage, vengeance, killers, psychopath. Sin 7, greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. If we take what we need and take more than we need, then our oceans will bleed. Still we feed and we sleep and repeat, then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the meat, we inherit this world that we bruise and we
adulate the shepherds and follow the sheep. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Tell me that's not happening in society today. Well, they've given us the distractive tools for us to do that. All right? To follow the sheep and adulate the shepherds. I told you, we're living in a time of idolatry again. We've gone all the way back to that. All right? But what they've done now is, instead of actually standing at the altar of the golden calf, we are now, the golden calf is being brought directly to your pocket. Right? And then we literally sit in our own spaces and adulate idols. I'm not a big fan of adulating celebrities. I never have. I'm not a big fan. It's like I like certain celebrities, like I like Ronaldo, I like Messi and whatever else, but when they do something wrong, not just because he's Ronaldo, I'm going to be like, well, no, it's fine because he's Ronaldo. No. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, these kind of things can't supplant your morals. You know what I mean? Idols can't supplant your morals. So that's the crazy thing, where today, it doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what your preferred politician does. He's on your team, which means whatever he does is fine. And you'll defend whatever he does. You will never look inside your own home and be like, well, I've got to correct this first. How dare I point fingers at other people's houses when my own home is in fucking turmoil, right? But today we've just got everybody's whose homes are in turmoils pointing at other people's homes and saying, you are just so fucking terrible, and you are this and you are that and you are that. Look at yourself, man. You might as well just look at mirrors, because it's just all projection. That's all you're seeing is just projection, left and right, at the end of the day. So I love what he's saying over here. It's very cool.
Then our oceans will bleed. Still we feed and we sleep and repeat, then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the meat, we inherit this world that we bruise and we beat. We inherit this vanity, so cause of creeds. Inherit the liars, the murderous thieves. One sin for every one day of the week.
Yep. Fire. And that's exactly what I actually just said now, right? With regards to our houses not being in order, but then we point at other people's houses, is basically sheep-like mentality. That's the sheep-like mentality society wants you to have. All right? Think about it this way. We're so engrossed in this idea of diversity, right? But we throw out diversity of thought, right? So what's the point of having diversity of people and diversity of skin color and diversity of all of that if you want everybody to think the same? If there's no diversity of thought, there is no diversity, right? So it's amazing how we just look at this from a surface level, but we don't want the diversity on the deeper level. Like, you don't want to hear something that someone else has to say that doesn't kind of coincide with your thoughts or your beliefs, right? So you've got to plug in to the matrix that speaks to you, the narrative that speaks to you. No dissent, no nothing. How diverse are you? You're not diverse in the least, right? There's no equality in that. There's no diversity in that. If you all want to think as a collective in the same exact manner, So what's the point of diversity of skin? What's the point of diversity of cultures? What's the point of any of that? Do you know what I mean? If a single human being, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their culture, regardless of their religion, right, cannot think for himself in his own individualistic way and can only do it in a collective, right, then the whole argument of diversity of anything is fucking dead. Do you know what I mean? Diversity of thought is what drives diversity in cultures, in people, in religion, in all that kind of thing. That's the difference. That is the actual difference. Skin color means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're white, you black, you're mixed race. It doesn't matter what you are, right? You're all the same. But if you decide to think the same, then that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, this was amazing. I love this. This is my favorite one of the whole series, obviously. But yeah, anyway, you guys let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you on the very next one. Peace!